So I'm gonna give people a minute to get in, and then we're gonna do some chiefing with the chief and the goddess while I roll up something while y'all come on in here. So, because of the response of the people and the more requests you get from people, you do different stuff. So they wanted to see more out of Goddess Glow Up. So they asked me to bring her back on. So she called me today, and guess what? Apparently she's ready to come back on. I have to periodically check for her to come in. She's not in here yet. There we go. Um, it worked out that I was not really doing much, but when I normally do on Tuesdays.
Hey,
Well,
let me fix this camera. Hold on. Let me make sure we're good. Let me make sure we're good. Hold on. The beauty and the light. You bring the beauty and the light. Hold on. Let me adjust. Let me adjust. Let me adjust. Oh, child. I'm in a mood tonight, y'all. I'm in a good mood. Let me put my flowers. Got my flowers here. Got my incense burning.
you
Let
know,
me fix. Let me.
I can smell you through here. You smell so sweet.
You smell me? Hold on. Let me lay. Let me lay down and relax a little bit for this live. Let me relax it a little bit. Hold on.
Look, that's a psychic connection for your ass to smell you. Oh, where'd she go? She'll be back in a minute. Let me. I'm just sitting there rolling my blunt up because we can't be chiefing with the chief if the chief ain't chiefing while he chiefing and chatting. So everybody wanted to see the Goddess Glow Up come back on, and this time they want us to explain more about the, the feminine. Why do the sisters need a sister support group? This is important because I put a post up the other day, and a gentleman commented on it as if this was a feminist agenda. This is not feminism, right? So the understanding is the difference in how the women communicate with the men and the men communicate with the women. And so when the women are healed, they express their feminine qualities more sensually and more freely. And this is why you don't want a woman sitting around stewing in the hatreds generated from trauma bonds. So we still trying to keep people stuck in trauma bond relationships without breaking none of the trauma because they don't want to let go of the bond. But when you realize what the difference in the communication is, then you see why we say if you don't want to come home and hug a cactus, then you need to give your woman the opportunity to feel feminine, because that feminine part of the woman is what make us happy to be men. That's just the way that the nature of the species is. So you wouldn't have all of these confusions playing in the background. Let me see if I got it back on here. So to insult the sensibilities those low vibrational beings who don't understand the banter between masculine and feminine, we decided to go ahead and defend some more sensibilities around this motherfucker.
You know, I'm so happy you had me on this live again. Let me get cozy. Let me get nice and cozy for this one. You have to bring my flowers out for this one. Because I enjoy being in my feminine energy. And um, I saw that someone said, I saw in the comments, anyway, before I even go there, I want to say hello.
Hey,
Hello. Y'all want me to sit up? You don't like me laying out like this. I think they want me to sit up. They said they want me to sit up. But I feel so relaxed like this. I'm gonna sit up. I'm gonna sit up. But I just want to say that they said, here y'all go. I want to say greetings to everyone. Thank you so much for joining this live tonight. I felt like it was a good night to just randomly go on live and just communicate because there's been a lot of energy around our last live. It was a lot of energy, and I saw a lot of comments and I got a lot of DMs from people, and they really appreciated to see the display of the masculine and feminine. And there's nothing more than I rather be and dwell in but the feminine energy. It's the most powerful place, the most potent place to ever exist from. And the thing is that I saw someone say, well, it's, a certain man has to appreciate it. What I want to say to the sisters is that we don't want to base our femininity on how somebody else is treating us or how whoever's receiving it or not. You are in your feminine because that is who you are. That's when you are empowered. It is not subjected to how someone's treating you. It is it is just your existence. And so it's a really important conversation to have because I understand that there's been a lot of pain, there's been a lot of trauma, there's been a lot of disagreements amongst men and women, and so a lot of women are not inspired anymore. They're not really inspired to exist in their feminine because they feel like they have to fight all the time. They have to be at war, right? And so what I want to say is that you you stay this way. You learn more about the innate powers that you have in your feminine energy. It's the feminine energy that will shift things in your life, and it will push things out of your life that don't need to be there anymore. And that's including maybe a partner that you don't feel like that's deserving of that energy. You don't have to push. See, the feminine doesn't have to push anything away. It doesn't have to force anything to happen. It doesn't have to chase anything. It doesn't have to fight against anything. The feminine just exists. She listens. She feels. She discerns, and she activates from within. So that's just my message that I want to give to the ladies. A feminine woman is not necessarily, like I said before, about a look. I know that it seems to be the goddess. There's a goddess look, a goddess way, but it's an energy more than anything. It's not about a shape, a size, a culture. It's just an energy, right? So I just wanted to add that to the conversation.
man, in some of my lives, I used to say that women are like Tesla coils. The energy harnessed through the uterus creates life. The only other place life is created is in the uterus of the great mother that we call creation, right? So becomes a comparative analysis. Most of the guys that I know that have problems communicating with a female is because they trying to get her to understand the masculine linear thought process. And she's trying to get him to understand the free flowing, artistic, uh, softer flowing energy, and it's bumping into each other.
Mm-hmm.
So the feminine nature raises the mitochondrial in men power in the cell. So when the women come along and they give us affection, it's like giving us steroids, make us be pound on our chests and climb tall buildings and all that old kind of craziness.
Is that right? That's why you got that smile like that. Is that why? That's why you can't
Yeah,
smile. Yeah, you feeling all of this feminine energy.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what makes the golden heart glow.
This is good for you. It's good medicine.
Yeah.
You know, this is very good medicine. You know, on your post, is someone made a comment on the last live that we did, and they said, "Oh, y'all just flirting," and I said, "I'm just loving." No, we just loving. You know, can we love on each other more? I can we um can we honor each other more? Can we just flirt with each other more just for the sake of sharing and pouring into one another? Can we awaken that energy, that sensuous sexual energy, because that's good. That's good energy right there. You know, that's that juicy energy, and that's what I'm talking about. Like when I speak about this juicy life, you know, I have a program called Juicy for Life, and I teach women how to stay juicy for life, right? They said, look at your face. They just eating you. They just eating this up right now, and I teach women how to stay juicy for life, because the thing is, your juiciness doesn't have to dry out, right? And I know when I start talking about juicy, automatically you would think that I'm speaking about sex or things like that, but juiciness means everything, the vitality, right? By your playfulness, your passion. Like women should never lose their passion for life, your sense of adventure, your curiosity, right? Your childlike nature, your vibrancy. This is good. This is good. And you know, when you're operating in the masculine energy all the time, right? You're disconnected from that source. You see, for me, I don't move, I don't make moves when I'm not feeling juicy. I'm gonna go and find my way back to my juicy as soon as possible. If anything is taking me out of that, I might be going through a challenge or a stress or something. What you laughing at over there? You over there smiling and everything. I can't even
The
continue to.
comments off the
Yeah,
chain.
go into the comments. Let them comment. Let them get into all of this juiciness. Let them get the juice. You know, let them feel it, because that's what it should be. This is important. This is magnetism. This is that magnetic energy I'm talking about. And you know, somebody said the WAP. Oh, why y'all gotta go there like that? Why y'all gotta go there like that? Wait, hold on, y'all. My light went off. Hold up. Let me do something. Let me do something. Hold on. I gotta come out of here. Hold on, y'all. Damn, my light went out. I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna come out the bed now. Let me get up into the other space. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. All right. Let me put this kitchen light on. All right. All right. Now y'all get to see me. Now y'all get to see me stand up. Stand up. You get to see me in my in my God. They're like, okay, can we see? Okay, look, y'all see me now. Okay. All right, let me sit my butt back down. All right. Get into it though. Get into it. I'm just messing with it. I'm just in that mood tonight. I'm in a very, very sensual energy tonight. And I'm saying on myself, I like to be in that kind of space. I really do. I appreciate it. I enjoy playing in that playground of the feminine. It's beautiful, you know? So it's all about, honestly, we have to really nurture that juiciness that we're speaking of. That juiciness needs to be nurtured. Otherwise, it's dried up, right? It's dried up when you're not taking time to nurture it. If you're not taking time to eat really good foods. That's why I call it juicy for life. I believe that your juiciness comes, a lot of your juiciness comes from what you put into your body first. You know, if you feel the energy is dried up, your sexual energy, which is your creative energy. Like I have high levels of sexual energy flowing through me because I am nurturing that energy and I need that. Like it's important for me to have that. It is not a bad thing. Like I need to have that sexual energy because that energy is a creative force. I use that energy to make a lot of things happen, not just to have sex, to make love. No, I need that. That is a very powerful feminine force. I can make a lot of things transform. I could align with the source of miracles. I could manifest wonderful things. I could make the things that seem impossible possible, really working from that energy. So this is what we need to tap into. But if we're putting junk food into our bodies, if we're not taking time to move our bodies, if we're not taking time to come back to nature and be restored, we're gonna get dried up. And it doesn't mean, this could happen to anyone at any age. So this is important that we learn these practices, and this is why I do the Goddess Glow Up, because I celebrate womanhood. And it's not that, when I hear this comment about feminism, I was very disappointed about that. And that brother who was commenting on your post speaking about feminism, I was like, wow, he seems to be really angry, you know, because what we need to understand is that he was upset about because he saw all the women. He's like, where's the elders? Where's the children? Well, there's a time for that too. And there's a time where women need to take time together and be restored and use that power of the feminine so that they can go back to their husbands and to their children and to the elders and to the community, and they can support and uplift and restore and nurture and use that feminine energy to create, right? To make some major changes happen. But when a woman is not restored and her energy is depleted all the time and she's operating solely from her masculine, she loses that power. She loses that magnetism. And this is why the women must come together in the circles and be restored in this way. This is why this is powerful. So we do need to have that space that's just held for women. There's a space that needs to be held for men too. And then there's a space where we need to come together. Then there's a space where the whole community comes together. Okay?
Yeah, because we have to do maintenance. Okay, we coming from a history of everything is built on trauma bonds. It's trauma bonds and secret deals. So when we're looking at the women, for those who need science, because the science will verify the value in caregiver syndrome. This is what happened to a lot of mothers and women that hasten their death because they get caught in caregiver syndrome and they're not taking care of their own self. The sister group tends to give them an outlet, a support group, and it also gives them ability to exchange coping mechanisms in a peaceful and loving environment of similarly situated people. When the mothers is healed in this fashion, they better mothers to the children, better wives for the husband. Right? So we have to understand, why do the women have these women groups? They share recipes, they share ideas about life, they come into an understanding of their reality and of the influence of their feminine. And by them communicating, it accelerates the process of communal development within the community, because everybody's communicating better now.
This is true. I'm sorry, I got caught up in these comments. Yeah. I'm like, let me look at these comments.
So they was getting me earlier, had me dying laughing about me blushing. I don't care nothing about y'all seeing me blush. That's a good thing. Shit, I ain't had a reason to blush in a long goddamn time.
Woo. Okay, you got a reason to blush, huh?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
That's what the feminine do to the masculine. It make us be free. Free it free our heart from that hardened state of warfare all the time. Gives us a place of peace, harmony. I can relax now. Just don't nobody come knocking at the door with no bullshit, please. And we all good from there.
I was really curious to hear this from a woman's perspective. Thank you. The energy is powerful. Okay, y'all got some good comments here. I like these comments here. Okay, you said all men watching are blushing because men. I love y'all. I want you to know. I know that this is a lot of talk around issues that women have with men, and men have these issues with women, and all you see this is all over the internet. And I just feel like we need to shift that energy because that's a small group of people that's saying a whole lot of things. It's a small group of people that's just on the internet. But there's people like me who I love the brothers, I love the men, I love y'all so much. I honor you, I love you. I just love because I have sons, so I'm not about that. I love it. I understand. It's not so easy being in the masculine either. That's a lot of responsibility. There's a lot of expectations, and we're living in a time where there's so much expectations, a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure on men to have a lot of money, to have it shit together, to be good in bed, to take care of everything. And it's a lot, take care of himself.
I haven't heard no pressure yet.
Well, so you haven't heard no pressure yet?
No, I ain't heard no pressure yet. Everything sounds like that's perfectly normal for what we should be doing.
It should be. It should be. But, a lot of these men don't come with fathers in the household either. So
I did.
You did, but a lot of men don't come.
My pops told me early on that a man moves straight. He don't do all that old funny shit. He told
No.
me that. Right.
I mean,
When I asked him the source of power, he told me it was knowledge. I had to go get some of that.
I like it. No, well, I'm happy that you did because a lot of men have not, and then they have a lot of resistance from being in men's circles too. Like there's the same way the women have the circles, men need to get in these circles. They need to get in the communities. And, what I've noticed, because I've always asked this question, why is it that a lot of men don't gather as much as women do? I always wanted to understand that. Why is it? And I started asking some of the men, what's this thing with y'all? Why don't you all connect? And they all said the same thing to me. It's a power struggle. It's an ego thing. That's what men do. Like it's an ego, like a power struggle. And it's like, well, damn, how are the women getting together in these spaces and communing together and healing? And then the men are just trying to figure this thing out.
Because the women are water. Me and lightning bolts. We always crash into the ground. But the reason why we crash into the ground because the harmony is disrupted between the earth and the sky. You restore the harmony with the earth and the sky and you don't have static electric shock. Right? When the balance is upset, then we have a storm. The storm indicates something. The men is not confident in the quality of leadership that men have been having. We've been holding our leaders to the standard that our enemy tell us to hold our leaders, but they leaders is doing all of the dirt they accusing our leaders of actually doing. So they false accuse our leaders and they keep their leaders that's doing the dirt. So they tear down the leadership of the men. Now, don't no man want to step up that's competent to lead the pack. But nature kicks in if a group of men get together, somebody cream rise to the top. And they know this. So the respect factor, the guys don't want to be around what they call an unproven soldier.
Woo! You spoke it. You spoke it. You spoke it to me.
So when the guys get around a soldier, now they want to know the war stories that tell them the keys to life.
Ooh.
When the soldiers come back from battle to tell the community that it was a war story that we can turn into a love story, because Larry Hoover say the first law is the law of love.
That's the law I follow.
So, and nature teaches you how to follow the flow, but we want to put ego in the way. The ego get in the way, and now I got to tell everybody else how they supposed to be living their life, but that ain't the shit I'm doing. I'm gonna point my finger at so many different people that won't nobody look back at me, because that's how the ego operate. the selfless, the selfless one come out and say, everybody look over here. I'm gonna show you what I'm looking at, and then you make up your mind if I see what I see. Now all eyes is on the individual that's telling them what to look for. And that's the leadership by example.
Yes.
We don't have that no more. Only got a few leaders, but because of the conspiracies of the enemy, we don't trust them because of the dirt of the past leader that sold us out. The ones that look like us but wasn't us, and the ones that look like us that sold out. Right? So this is the problem with putting together a men's group. If they don't see a chief sitting on the throne, they not gonna surround that motherfucker.
Well, you know, I think that you and I have a solution to this problem together. What you think?
I think so.
I think we make a great team, because in order to bring that together, sometimes that feminine presence is important, right? To have that example, and I believe that that's what a lot of the people were attracted to when they saw our live before. Was, you know, people were saying they were actually crying. They were on your post talking about it. They were crying so much because they felt that energy. It's that unity between that masculine and feminine energy. I believe that that's the breakthrough. But I think that you could. I also think that you could hold that space, because, you know, they call you chief, right? That's what they call you. That's what you
look, this is the crazy thing about how I got to be the chief.
How you got to be the chief?
Out of all of the despised and rejected, I became the most loved and respected. That's the standard. That's the standard for nature creating the chief. Most loved, most respected. They call that standing on your 45 at all times. On a 360-degree pendulum. Bump me left, bump me right, but I'm always going to bump straight.
These chiefs are not chiefs because they have no clue how to lead, nor do they know where they're going.
Right. Because all of the chiefs that was to train the next generation of chiefs was taken to us from us by enemies. And we supported the enemy because we thought we was doing ourselves some good when we was believing the lies the enemies told us. So I could point you to the rightful chiefs across the land, right? And that's because I paid attention. The standard bearers of the community that the culture always produced, always predicated up on the most loved and most respected. First, you have to win the love and respect of the family. Then they send you to extended family. And when they all satisfied that you ain't going to disgrace the family, they send you out to be tried by the rest of the clans on the land. So you travel around the land as a nomad, learning the different subcultures that's on the land. So when you get all of the pieces to the puzzle, it'll make sense.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, 1 second. You can keep talking to them. I'm gonna go get something. 1 second. I'm sorry.
So part of the culture on the land is that all of the chiefs have to learn how to communicate with other clans other than their own. In other words, the way that this government got us structured now, we end up in little towns and villages and cities. And then you have the chiefs of the big cities. They disgrace them and put them in the position to be taken from the people. And when you scatter the shepherd, the sheep will scatter. You strike the shepherd and the sheep will scatter. Right. So this is what they were doing to us. This is why nobody has emerged as a chief to draw all of the clans together yet.
Well, it looks like this is. Thank you. It looks like this is your time. That's what it looked like to me. I was looking for my charger for my other. I want to go back to the bedroom and relax. So I needed a charger. Let me turn off the light over here. It looks like this is your time. That's what it looked like to me. See, look, y'all need to have fruits. Okay, you need to have. Every woman should have that papaya. You need to have fruits. Anyway, that's a different subject. Let me knock it off the subject. Let me knock it off the subject. Let me go back in here now.
Well, they actually make the body fluids remain sweetened by natural means.
You said by natural means?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Let me now keep talking to them. I'm adjusting lights around here. Hold tight. Keep that conversation going. All right, cool.
In this right now, the fact that I had to tell a lot of the young chiefs, they wanted to know how that we expand our reach. Because you call somebody in the family that you know related to you, but you ain't never talked to, and have a conversation.
Oh, okay.
You reaching out to different parts of the family, and that's gonna generate the required love and the respect to raise your spiritual status in the ranks of the ancestors. And that's how you draw more of your ancestral forces to bear up on whatever problems you face with. That's our culture.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been steered away from it on purpose. They don't want our women to be juicy.
All right. You got to be using those words. I wasn't expecting you to say that.
Look, everybody tell us what we doing wrong. Men this and women that. And you did this and you did that. Can somebody tell us what to do right, please?
We just need to first of all, we need to stop all that hating. Right? When you start loving yourself more, you just won't have time for the hate. You won't even have the energy to hate. That's what it all begins with that. Everything is stemmed on that. That's I serve love. That's the God I serve.
Yeah.
So
and the love within.
Yeah, because it changes everything. The love is what's really needed. It's not going to happen without that. It's not going to happen without that. So
The greatest love of all, right?
Hmm?
The greatest love of all. You know my language is music.
Oh yeah, we had that conversation earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know your love language.
Yeah, Whitney Houston, greatest love of all.
The greatest love of all.
Yeah.
I do
Before
love
that, Before that, I used to listen to George Benson. I think it was that song it.
Let me plug this one up so I can turn up this other leg. 1 second. That's what I want my ring light on. Properly done over here. Go ahead and I said, y'all be flirting.
Yep.
We do. Is there a problem with that? Let's just keep it real. What's good? Is that something wrong that we just want to, have this display of masculine and feminine energy? Flirting, loving, okay, sharing. This is called grown people's business, okay? This is called grown folks, okay? This is called grown. This is how grown people do it. They're not trying to beat around the bush or hide something. What is that? This is life. We're here. We are here. We are present. We are alive. Live this
A
life.
man just corrected me on the greatest love of all. Original was Stevie Wonder.
No, we just messing with y'all. No, I'm just saying it's good. It's good. It's good. And we know y'all love it. But
This is more. This is more to look. This is how it's supposed to be, versus that other shit y'all see.
yeah, y'all want something. Y'all, look. They said somebody said quiet children.
Hey, they be off the charts. They be loving the energy. They be feeling the energy in the videos. They actually be in the conversation with us. They be right there. And they be just like me. They don't got no filter.
No, I have no filter. The thing is, I want to say to y'all that I want to just say, like, I really appreciate a lot of these comments here. Like, y'all give me a lot of love. This is my second time coming on this Rod's page, and I know I want to go live tonight because I just felt like a overload of love inside of me. And sometimes, like, when I feel that, I just want to share it. And I was like, no, I want to go on your page because I like your people. Cause y'all so cool. Y'all so interactive. And you know what I really noticed also? Your people, Rod, they really give you a lot of respect. They really respect you. And that's what I see. And I really love, they call you chief. Like, they honor you. They respect you, So that's a beautiful thing to witness. As a feminine woman, we get turned on by that kind of stuff, We love a powerful man.
That
we
goes to
love that. We
security.
love a well-respected man of wisdom. That's what it is. That's the thing. That's the thing. That's number one in my book. A lot of people think it's something else. Like, okay, I just need him. I need a man with a lot of money. That's a part of the equation. It's always going to be because the purpose of the masculine, whether you like it or not, whether you agree with it or not, it's going to always be the security. It's going to always be provide and protect. That's just what it is, right? And it's natural. It's natural. However, for me, you could have a whole lot of money too, but that does nothing for me if my mind can't be stimulated. So I need that. I need a mental stimulation, and it's sustainable. I don't know about some other women, but I know for me, that's what I need. I need an honorable man. I need a respected man. I need that. And, he got to have his financial security together too. But that's not the first thing on my list. And I know that we have that talk all over the internet. He needs to do this for me, or I make my own money. I'm a boss bitch and all that. I don't want to hear all of that talk. I'm so over it. I don't want to hear that talk.
Wise man know something that the average person don't.
Exactly.
If you do what you love, the money is the side effect of living in your purpose.
This is what I'm saying.
It's the manifestation of the energy. So when people offer donations, I accept the donations, but I'm not out here for the money, because the money come according to the frequency, the pitch and the tone at the time that you deliver the message. You'll get reciprocated in various ways, and money is not the only way you can be reciprocated by the universe.
Mm-hmm.
The universe can reciprocate by tearing down all your enemies and clearing your pathway for you to walk down your golden road, right? But it's the gravity you create around your works that tears down the walls of Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
That's a frequency. It's a pitch. It's a tone. It's a love frequency.
Need that.
It's the sacred tone of the heart chakra. Played out in perfect harmony through the communication between the solar rays and Mother Earth, expressed through her children who walk around as human beings and caretakers of the earth.
I love it. I'm giving it to me right now. I'm gonna put this this light in here in this socket. I was about to do it, and then we just got into this conversation.
I just heard your text.
Huh?
The blues singer Joe Tex.
Oh, you heard another song?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you just keep hearing songs?
Anytime I hit that love frequency, all I do is hear music playing.
Oh, so you in your love frequency right now?
Yeah.
It looks good on you. I think that the people would agree.
That's what make you shine. That's what make you shine. That's what make when you got two bodybuilders that both did 100,000 reps to get prepared for the exhibition, and their body is almost exactly the same. The one that got the strongest power of the woman in his heart is gonna shine the brightest, and this gonna make the other dude look like he didn't train enough.
Ooh, baby, you gave it to me with that one. Damn. The one who has the strongest, listen to this, ladies and gentlemen, the one who has the strongest power of the woman in his heart, the one who has the strongest power of the woman. Do you understand how powerful the woman is?
See, they haven't seen that when the face light up, like you literally glowing from the inside. That's because the woman make a man mitochondrial get to maximum output if he did his self work and make his face radiant. You can see it.
I can see it all over you. Man, listen, that face. Look at that glow. Look at that shine. Look at them eyes. You can't even keep them wide open. Let me see them eyes.
Hey, that's why they thought I was a black Chinese. I told the motherfucker that ain't my Chinese, that's my Churis.
Okay. He said he high. He high. Listen, I forgot what I said earlier that I was supposed to write down. Do you remember it? It was lit. It was so fire. I was saying,
No,
damn.
I have a tendency to spit fire from time to time with something like a dragon.
Oh, we was dragon dancing, weren't we?
Yeah. The dragon dance is the great ball, Cinderella story.
Tell me about
If
it.
she never danced with the prince, he would have never knew how he felt in his heart. So they danced around until midnight. Now her blessings from her fairy godmother is about to expire, so she got to get up out of there. She don't want him to see her when she ain't in her feminine glow. She left her glass slipper.
Great storyteller. You are.
I learned from Dana Dane, Slick Rick, and the Notorious B.I.G.
And the Notorious B.I.G. Yeah.
Some of the greatest storytellers in hip hop.
Really great storyteller. Really great storyteller. Um, he said, but a real one takes the slipper off and shows her. Gentle giants is what we are, my chief pawn. They just love
Go
you.
back to
I just love how your people love you. I just love the chief pawn. Because they was calling you Unc last time. Remember, everyone was calling you Unc, and I was like, I just can't do that. I just can't.
yeah, and then they gave you a nickname for me, but you don't have to say it though.
I think why you say why you. I don't know. I don't know. Look at you blushing and smiling. You said I don't have to say it. You said I don't have to say it. It seemed like you wanted to say it. I'm talking about, you know, when somebody say you don't got to say it. You don't got to say it, but you know. You don't got to say it.
They all changing the comments.
I mean, look at you.
He hit my song too. Hurry up this way again. Oh boy, y'all best boy, I love my people. But the genuineness of person being they self and allows other people to be they self creates artistic expression in basic communication.
Mm. Mm.
What's simple and plain under harsh conditions becomes an artistic mosaic in a time of peace.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
I'm just watching the comments here. I just love that. I love what I'm seeing. There's a lot of positivity here.
Yeah, they know that. They already know. They didn't see me nut up on people that come on here with bullshit. They know I don't back down because I want to smoke. But
You want the smoke?
I'd rather get some honey out the honey pot than some smoke out the hot plate.
Look, somebody said I'm shooting my shot. I don't have to shoot a shot. Don't y'all understand? There's no need. There's no need for me to shoot anything. I just am. You know, that's the thing. You don't have to do anything. Right? When you just exist as you are in your natural state of being, there's no shooting shots. Why would I even have to shoot a shot?
They don't even know that we mitochondrially arranged through the heart chakra based on the orders of the Queen Mother anyway.
Exactly.
Look, this is how it worked. For the gentlemen that's out there, and y'all keep trying to look for a woman, and y'all keep getting the wrong one that's whooping your ass before you could be ready for the right one. So while y'all looking for a chick, the frequency of your mama's unconditional love is the frequency that you gonna lock into. Trust that shit. But if you don't do your self work, you don't want to meet her too soon because she'll burn your circuits out. Take your 9-volt ass over there and get plugged into a 250,000 volt woman if you want to.
You know,
They say the game is cold, but it's fair.
I just love it. I love it. I love it. Somebody said, wait, repeat that. No, I understand that it's just a terminology. I know what shoot your shot means. I'm clear. I'm clear on all of it. I just wanted you to understand, like, you know, when you use that terminology, it means that someone's trying to put something out there, or trying to push for something, or trying to see if they can catch something, or give something a try. And that's nothing wrong with that for those who, you know, who exist in that. But the whole point I'm trying to make is that when we're here in the when we're in our feminine, as a woman, maybe men need to shoot shots. That's a different thing, but women don't need to shoot shots. You magnetize everything. There's just no reason to, and it's not saying it from a state of arrogance. I want to make this clear. That's not my, I say this with all humility. It's just facts. It's
Look,
just facts. It's just facts. It's just, everything happens is an inside, it's inner world. It's your inner everything. Everything is an inner landscape. How are you nurturing? How are you watering your inner garden? When you water your inner garden, you attract everything. You become a magnet for all the goodness of life. So there's no need to shoot anything. It comes to you. You attract it. You see what you are working on. You can see from your reflection. So when we look at Brother Rod, they call you Chief. When we look at the Chief right here, look at that Chief right there. Look at that. Look at that. Look at his face. He can't even take his hand away from his mouth. Move, move, move. Look at this face right here, right? Look at that smile. Look at this joy. Look at that glow. There's no force. There's no shooting. He's not shooting a shot at me. I'm not shooting a shot at him. I'm just loving. I'm just being who I am, and he's just being who we are. And that's the magnet right there. Two people just existing, and then boom, they come together, and you don't really know. Well, Rod said he knows a purpose.
I already seen it.
You seen it? What you saw? You're not
I
gonna tell
told
me.
you. So it's Torch Lake,
Mm-hmm.
and you was gonna be leading. So when we start tribing back up, we gonna have annual women's healing session
Mm-hmm.
at the fresh water. And then I seen you sitting at the little tiki tent thing talking to the sisters about, I don't know, probably being juicy. But it was a lot of them, because as far as the eye could see, they was just those white dresses. And they was from all around the world.
Mm-hmm. All these charging. I gotta get another charger for that thing. I'm gonna keep talking, Chief. I think I like calling you Chief this time. They had another name for you last time. Yeah, I like that name last time. That name was good last time too. But we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it cheap this time while I figure out how I'm gonna charge up all these devices here. I wish that
So
was fully charged so I could just lay here in my feminine. I just want to lay here and
in
not
our
get up.
culture, in our culture, we know that when we get to a certain frequency, certain people come into our life in order to facilitate the purpose of our life.
Mm-hmm.
So we become complements, masculine to feminine, in doing the healing work for the most people. A lot of people don't know that we have to heal in sections and come together as whole pieces instead of broken pieces trying to make a whole. The men need to get back to learning the etiquette of being a man, the code of the man. Just like the women need sister groups, so that they don't get trapped in caregiver syndrome. Because
Can we talk about that a little bit? That's really great. I like this point that you're making.
so
Care.
postpartum depression is 90% brought on by improper parent-child pair bonding at birth. They clip the cord before the link is made between the child suckling, the mother's pheromone, and the uterus instructions to release the placenta. It's supposed to create a circuit, but they clip the cord. It's subconsciously tell the mother that she spontaneously aborted the fetus because all information just stopped. But now she's seeing herself subconsciously suckling the dead fetus because she's not getting the biofeedback required from proper pair binding. All this is done on purpose in the hospitals. So the women are natural caretakers of the family, and they take on more before they explode than the men do. The men will explode with less because he's masculine. But when you balance your energies out and you learn how to cope, you need a release, because caregiver syndrome is when you caught so busy taking care of everybody else, you neglect taking care of yourself. So when a lot of the sisters call me, the first thing I tell them to do is take an hour a day for self-time, if nothing else. You got to do that. You got to do that if you're going to be taking care of a family. If you're going to be taking care of a family, you have to be able to release the stress buildup from the course of the day. Some of them might want to go out on their back porch and smoke a blunt. Some might want to sit in a hot tub and drink a glass of wine. Some might want to sit around, burn incense, and read a book. Whatever the case may be, you have to take that self-care time so that you cannot, if you get an injury, you won't even know it. And now 10 years later, it's debilitating because you didn't even know it happened because you were so caught up in taking care of everybody else.
Prevention is better than cure. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
That's powerful. That's powerful. And I think that just to kind of piggyback of what you're saying is that it's almost there was a time where it was celebrated for you to take care of for a woman to take care of everyone else and not take care of herself. You know, there was a time when this was celebrated. I know that in my the generations before me, like my mom's generation, I know that they didn't understand. They didn't really know about what it meant to have self-love, self-care, they knew about being selfless, you know. And so when women would feel guilty in these times that they would take time for themselves or go buy themselves something or take a break from the kids or go away for a weekend. There was a lot of guilt in motherhood at these times, and even still now sometimes there's a lot of guilt around it because it's like the feeling, the thought, or the idea is that everything's going to fall apart without you, or that you're not a good mother if you take some time for yourself. Like everything, your whole life is supposed to be surrounded by the children. And then that's why, you know, there's a lot of resentful parents, a lot of resentful mothers, really resentful. You're not really nurturing and supporting the children from the highest vibrational place when you're burnt out, when you're upset, when you're just going through the motions. You're not taking time for yourself. You're looking in the mirror. You let your body go. You let your hair go. You let your clothing go. You just let yourself go. You let your spiritual practices go. You let your libido is gone because you're exhausted. So you know the sexual activity is not happening. You don't have any desire for it. All of these things. You know, you're not refueling your body. You forgot about your passions in life. You think that everything is just about being a wife or just being a mother, and that's it. And don't let you have to go ahead and work too. Now you have to go ahead and work is even worse. And now you're one who has to go provide. Then you have to take care of people at home. Then you have to take care of a parent that's aging, right? Then you have to nurture a newborn child. All of these things all at once. And it's just important that it's normalized that you, like how you're saying, hour a day is minimal. That's actually the bare minimum. After all of what you have to carry, that's the bare minimum. And imagine if it's not just one child. Imagine if it's three, if it's four. Both parents are sick. You got demands in your career. you know?
It was a period of time when my mother had about 14 children she was taking care of from babies and pampers by
Mm-hmm.
herself. And, and it wasn't that she couldn't handle it, it's that she didn't understand the importance of taking time to recover
Mm-hmm.
until it started wearing her down. And then she started lashing out at everybody. Right. Now, as a child, I'm watching this. So as an adult, I go through all of these studying of psychiatry and psychology, and I'm reading in the journals of the catalysts for the postpartum depression, caregiver syndrome, and other related dissociative disorders, where when you get, okay, so it's the nature of a feminine expresses its greatest caregiving quality as a mother. The energy field can get locked in, and people will say she got OCD. She doesn't have OCD. She has she's nesting all the time because she's in feminine nature,
Mm-hmm.
and she's always trying to adjust the feng shui of the environment to control the energy flow. This is draws me in like a hurricane. They love to be there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your son, all his friends want to come over your house.
Mm-hmm.
I can't feed all them teenage boys. God damn it, y'all eat like horses, but they all get fed anyway,
Mm-hmm.
right? But you get caught in that field and locked in that energy of so much giving that you don't replenish. So now you giving without having anything left for the self, you start to break down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's
That's the point.
nature.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you don't do it for yourself, nature will force you to do it if it had to put you in the hospital to get it
There you
done.
go. Now you're talking. Now
The
you're talking.
psychosomatic illnesses. Now the stresses of the mind is causing the body to rebel against itself. A psychological HIV.
Ooh, take a lot. And yeah, so I want to I want to just like jump in to what you're saying because there's some confusion about that I see. I see some comments, and I just want to clarify some things. Just because you take time out for yourself doesn't mean that you're not a good mother. Doesn't mean that that it makes it less important to build your family, to take care of a household, to be a wife, and to make a beautiful, happy home. Doesn't mean that. So let's get that straight. Let's really get that straight.